Here are a few ways you can do some basic photo editing in Photoshop. So I've started with all my photos open, and I'm going to my adjustments panel. So if you need to find that, you go to Window and click on Adjustments. So the first adjustment I'm going to make is to the levels. So this is, if you just need a bit of basic brightening, you can adjust these sliders, which will change the brightness of your highlights, your midtones, and your shadows. And you can just adjust them as you need to. And because you've used an adjustment layer, it never alters the original photo. So you can always go back and make any changes that you need to later on. The next adjustment layer I want to talk about is curves. This is when your photo needs a bit more adjustment. So you can see this photo here, it started off really dark. And so you can change, again, the highlights, the midtones and the shadows, but with curves you've just got that little bit more control. So you put a point on the line and you drag that to wherever you need to make those adjustments. You can also make adjustments to the red, green or blue layers of your photos to change the tone of them. So mine has quite a blue cast to it, and I want to just warm it up a bit. So all I'm going to do is make a slight adjustment to the red layer just to make the tones a bit more neutral. And again, because it's an adjustment layer, you can turn it on and off and you've not altered your original photo. Next up is hue and saturation. I wouldn't use it too often, but in this photo, for instance, the reds are really oversaturated. Really all I use it for is just toning things down a little bit. And the easiest way to do that is to go to the red channel and turn just the reds down. So you can see it only makes a subtle difference, but when it prints, it'll be much easier on the eye. The next adjustment layer is photo filters. These can do all sorts of things to your photos. There's warming filters and cooling filters. This one here, again, it's just another way of taking that blue cast off my photo. I mean, you can make it super cool if you want to, or you can also choose your own colour, which can be handy for when you've been taking photos indoors and they've got that funny orange light to them. But this one here, all I want to do is just make it a bit more neutral. And I also want to adjust the curves on it. So you can add more than one adjustment layer to a photo. So I'm just giving that one a bit more contrast so you can see the difference between the original and the edited photo. Totally Rad also released a feature for Photoshop called Rad Lab, which is great for just really quick adjustments, pre-programmed. You can select your favorites, you can import recipes that are already made by yourself or other people. It's just a really quick and fun way of editing your photos. It isn't free, you do have to pay for it, but I've used this for many years and it really can be a time saver, especially if you are editing multiple photos. The last technique is Grayscale. You do this by going to Image, Mode and Grayscale, and once it's in Grayscale you can still add all the different adjustment layers. The reason I would use Grayscale more often than not is if a photo is overwhelmingly busy, Grayscale can help to focus on the actual subject matter. You can also change your photos to Grayscale through Rad Lab, which is one of the things I do. It makes them all the same. It's just much quicker and easier. So that's just a few basic photo editing techniques in Photoshop. If you've got any questions, let me know below and I'll do my best to answer them, but I hope this helped. Thanks for watching.